So guess what? I was wrong. So you asked for it, and here we go. We're going to test the little Sonoff Zigbee mini switch, the no neutral one. It has that capacity of only like 6 amps, I believe. And we're going to do it with a fuse and without a fuse. So we've got a 5 amp fuse here. This is my little test board. These light things don't even hook up right now. I use this for testing switches, but it was a cool little board. I had the Wagos and everything ready to go. So basically, we'll come down, we'll go through the 5 amp fuse. I'm going to show you with the fuse why you should put a fuse on it. Then we're going to go to this plug. Now, because it's that no neutral, I need a little light load, which I have this little bulb with puts a couple watts load on it. And then what are we going to use for a load? Well, we're going to use the EcoFlow Delta Pro big battery, and the cool part is it allows me to set the charging wattage from 200 watts all the way up to 1800 watts in 100 watt increments. So it's the perfect little test load to see if maybe the magic smoke will come out of the switch. Now probably I will take the case off of it because that would not be cool if we didn't see the cool stuff inside if the smoke came out. So let's do the first little test, and we'll see what we get up to before we pop the fuse. And don't try this at home. I'm doing this outside, and I have a 20 amp feed going to it, and I think I do have it on a 15 amp breaker, so hopefully we won't blow up too much except for maybe this stuff. And if I didn't mention, yeah, we're using this little infrared top down, decent little cheap, inexpensive, but hey, you can see it does work fine. The auto rotate on the app kind of sucks, but we'll try to record the feed and include some of that of the different heat readings and whatnot of things. So I'm just doing this test of seeing where the wattage compares. So looking at 226 watts, and it is saying 200. So I'm guessing that's due to some of the loss of the charging. So, but I wanted to see actual what is being pulled, so that's why I put the little kilowatt meter. So that's 226, and we're getting right at 2 amps. So I'm gonna turn this thing up. So if we just go to say 1,000 watts, let's see what we jump up to. Yeah, we're looking at 1,044, and it's still climbing. I guess this takes a little bit more, probably more of an average. This is 1,044, and we're right at 10 amps. So I'm looking to actually go to 15 amps because we're on a 15 amp breaker. Right at 14.6. I think, so that 1,500 watts should do us for exactly what I need for this test. Let's do 1,000. Fuse isn't popping yet. Should be popping shortly. I'm assuming I put a 5 amp fuse in there. Unless it's a slow blow fuse. Yeah, you can see the fuse getting up to 120 degrees. It must be a slow blow fuse. Boom. There it goes. So you can see everything went out. We're charging 0, and it didn't burn anything up. Let's unplug the power. Alright, so we bypass, we're going straight to our Wago, and we're feeding the little mini switch direct power with no fuse, much like you would have it in your wall. So let's put a big load on this thing, and let's see what happens. I'm hoping something pops inside of it and not starts to smoke, but we'll see. We found that we need like 1,500 watts to get to about where we need. Since it does have a little bit of loss. Let's see what happens. It's still holding 15 amp for a little bit here. We're at 132, 120 on the thermal. It's saying that's about this component right, I guess it was right in there. Probably the relay is heating up like big time. We're up to almost 199, almost 200 degrees Fahrenheit at the base there. We just hit 200 at the base of that relay right there. Well, that was boring. Looks like it's cycling down because we're getting to 99%. I may try and burn this down a little more and see if we can get it to smoke, but yeah, we only got up to like 205 degrees, and now it's starting to back off. We're at like 160 because it's backing off down because it's almost at 100% capacity on the battery. So we're trying the test again. Now I put the cover on it just so that would simulate exactly the way it is designed with the actual case on it. So we'll see if it maybe traps in some heat or causes another type of failure. Now I did change to have the other battery providing power. This one is doing the 1600 output, and I had this one set to 1500 input charging speed. But of course we're flowing through our test board in through this Sonoff Zigbee mini no neutral switch that's only rated for 6 amps, and we're obviously pulling much more than 6 amps. So we'll give it a go and see if we can get it to fail. If not, hey, good job Sonoff. If it is holding this and charging it, let it run probably for say 30-45 minutes, and if it doesn't smoke, it doesn't smoke. So not totally wrong. I mean, it does say 6 amps actually on the back. And even for LED lighting, they actually don't recommend over, I think it was like 150 watts. But we put a lot more through this. And I even took the thing back apart and just looked over it to see if there was anything burnt on it, or just, was there any evidence that I did this? I couldn't find anything. It looked absolutely perfect inside. So I'll probably still figure out somewhere to use it maybe, or just hang on to it for some future stuff or support issues or whatnot. Now, still would recommend to use a fuse with this because, yeah, it is 6 amp rated. Even the relay inside is 8 amps, and there's a reason for that. So I still would probably put a fuse on it, probably a little quicker fast blow fuse as well, and not a slow blow. And no, that's not any type of big easy type comment there as well. But hey, if you want to come join us, yeah, we'll segue right into our Discord channels. So that's pretty much going to do it for this little short, maybe long segment or whatnot. If you want to check out some of the stuff we use, like that top-down little IR camera and whatnot, we'll shoot all the links down below. And I appreciate all the Patreon subscribers, YouTube members. Yeah. Long one, and we couldn't do it without you. And y'all take care.
I'm still in the car! I'm still in your car!
Let's see. What you doing,
Watch out! Watch out!
Careful.
You wanna ride? Hey baby, I'm gonna come pick you up. In my car.
Sure.
The panty dropper, huh?
Yep.
Now I can't turn. It's too skinny.
It's fun, isn't it?
It is, dude. You ride this every morning?
Every morning when the kids go to school.